I've also bought another car privately. My valeter Craig put me onto this one. The customer was having it valeted before they put it up for sale. So the story with this one's quite cool. Lady and her sister locally in the local village bought two of these i10s on a 2018. Bought two exact same cars at the same time from the local dealership at Roundswell Hyundai. I think there might be Toyota now there. But yeah, they bought two at the same time, same spec, everything. But her son recently started working for a leasing company and got her a fantastic lease on a VW, and she's always fancied a VW. So she told Craig she was going to be putting it up for sale, and he gave me a shout and said would I be interested in buying it. So she popped along yesterday. We had a good look around the car. I made her an offer. She chipped me up a bit, but versus what I was described with the car, to be fair, it ended up being sort of better condition. So I let her have a little bit more she wanted, because the alloys don't need any refurbing. They're diamond cut, and they even have the original sticker. Do you remember they have all these little stickers on them for some reason when they come out new? Still got those stickers on it. So it's got brand new tyres all the way around, which she put on recently. She's one of those customers that actually prepped the car fully before she went to go and trade it in. Yeah, all the diamond cut alloys are in really good nick. Bodywork is good. There's only one bit that needs doing on the bodywork, which is someone reversed into and scraped a bumper here. So that's the only bit that needs doing on that, but obviously white's a nice colour to do. We've got the two remote keys. It has a full Hyundai service history, 100% main dealer, fully stamped up. Interior is like new. Close that door so it doesn't get wet. Yeah, the interior is pretty much unmarked, really nice condition. Now the big thing with this one is, and I seem to be getting a lot of these, it's a Hyundai Go, it's a i10 Go. We've got cruise control, Bluetooth, she's fitted a dash cam, it's got sat nav, this one as well. I've not had an i10 with sat nav before, but yeah, this is the big thing, guys. It's a manual one. This one is the mileage. 11,000 miles. It's only done 11,000 miles. What is it with me and low mileage cars at the moment? Getting tons of them, aren't I? Which is good. People like low mileage, but at the same time, and they tend to be less hassle for me, at the same time they do obviously push the price up a bit. Now what we're going to do something differently with this is I'm going to get hold of one of the bigger dealers that does the higher end cars and see if we can't make ourselves a day's wage by just flipping the car out. Because I did get I got a good price on it, and I think we can make a few quid just trading it out. The reason I would do that, you might say, why would you do that, James? It needs next to nothing prep wise. Any of you that watch the channel regularly will know how hard I seem to struggle selling cars of this age and this price point. I think I'm moving into the market where finance comes in, where people wander onto lots full of sort of 30 or 40 cars, all of this kind of age, and they just seem to stick with me. So sometimes, you know, you just got to look and say, can I make a little bit of money out of it, move it quickly? I've got lots of other stuff to prep anyway and get up for sale. It's more my cup of tea. So I think that's probably what we will do. We will see if we can't, like I say, just make yourself a quick drink out of trading it straight on. At this point, you're all entitled to call me an absolute idiot, because I did trade the i10 out pretty much straight away to back to one of the dealers I buy trade-ins from that does higher end cars than I do. And I did it. I drove it over. I got my payout, and then I came back here, opened up my emails, and I had an email from somebody saying, I need to get a 5-door small CC hatchback, and I've got 8 and a bit grand to spend on one. Have you got anything? And I have nothing else that matches that in stock at the moment. The only thing I had that would have been absolutely perfect was that i10, of course. Although the retail for that's near 9 grand, I think. I said to him, this is a really stupid bit. Not only did I sell the car to them a good price, I sent them the customer. I said to him, look, I've just dropped off the perfect car for you to this dealership. It's probably going to be more than you're looking to spend there, but it'd be worth stretching out a little bit further to get something with 11,000 miles, one owner from new, full Hyundai history. I've come in this morning and I've got an email from him. He's been over, he's checked out, and he's put a deposit on it. So within sort of like 48 hours of me doing him a good deal on a really good car, I've not only done that for him, I've sent to the blooming customer and they've sold it. So yeah, get in the comments and tell me I'm an idiot. Obviously there was a good profit to be made there retailing it, and it was probably going to be one of the hassle-free cars to retail. It's fear. That's what holds us all back. It's fear. I've had some cars that kind of age, you've seen it on the channel, that kind of age, that kind of price point, and have not been shifted and just been sitting around for ages. I thought just get a quick bit of money out of it now in December before I take my break over December, and I should have hung on to it, but I think we're all the same sometimes. I think we get our mindset about something, and there's an opportunity there that was lost out on because of, like I say, fear of sitting on the car. But there you go. Like I say, get in the comments, tell me I'm a blithering idiot. I know Royston's going to for sure. Oh dear, what can you do? Hopefully it's brought me some goodwill with them, because I was talking to the sales guys down there and they wanted some cars, some cheaper cars, cheaper to the ones they sell. They sell stuff anywhere up to £80,000. I think most of their stuff is in the teens at the moment. They wanted something sub 10 because they were getting a lot of people asking for it. So if I sold them the car and I sent them the customer, hopefully there's going to be a big tick in their goodwill box with those guys to get hold of their sort of lower end, cheaper part exchanges. A bit of filming in the rain because we don't have a lot of choice at the moment. It's just been raining solidly for days. It seems that Jazzes are multiplying at my place. So we got that one that was part exchange the other day. And we've just had this one part exchanging against the red Honda Jazz we had. So this is a subscriber, watched the channel, and he saw the Honda Jazz I had on the category N Honda Jazz that was with 38,000 miles on it, and he fancied a little upgrade to a lower mileage version of the car. He had travelled all the way down from just outside London, I believe, left at 6 o'clock in the morning, came all the way down here, had a nightmare doing his transaction. His bank was just an absolute nightmare. He did the transaction online, it wasn't showing in my account, so he tried a second time, and then it took it out double, and then it put his account on lock, and then he had to wait 40 minutes for them to answer the phone to him, to only then put the phone down on him because they said his signal wasn't good enough, and then not ring him back, and then another 40 minutes to get through. I think it literally took from the 10 AM in the morning we met until 5 PM, I tell no lie, I'm sure he'll put it in the comments, till 5 PM in the evening before he got to go head back home again. Absolute nightmare. But anyway, at least we know this Jazz can survive a journey from London down here, because that's as far as he came down, as I said, just outside London, I believe. Nice little one. It's got the alloys on it. It's an automatic again, like the one that he's taken away from me. It's a 2003. The shape doesn't change much, does it, over the years? I can't really see huge differences between this one and the one I sold, unless I've got the memory of a goldfish, which is entirely true. Probably entirely true. Bodywork wise, we've got a different colour front end. Well, not front end, I think one of these panels is a different colour. It's, oh, here we go, yeah. I mean, it's 2003, so for goodness sake, I'm not really bothered about whether it's had paint or not. It's not on the, I don't believe it's on the register as having an accident. The front bumper, also slightly different colour. To be honest, if it was, it wouldn't bother me anyway at this price point. If you're worried about stuff like that, you're looking at the wrong things. Yeah, but I mean, bodywork wise, he told me it had scrapes and dents, but to be honest, I don't think it really has got scrapes and dents. It's just got some mismatches colour wise. I don't really see anything scrapes or dents wise on it. We've got some paint that's gone on the top of the roof here, but nice easy bit of a panel to do if you want to do. You could just spray it black, I guess, couldn't you? And it would just look like a sort of a factory thing then, wouldn't it? Inside is really nice and clean and tidy as well. As I said, an automatic like the one that just went out the door. I don't think it's one for me to retail. He's taken to, this is why people love Jazzes. Look, you can fold the seat up like that, and then I won't do it one hand. You can put it down. You can slide them forwards and backwards. Just really practical little cars. Yeah, he's kept it quite neat and tidy. It was his wife's car, I believe. He's got some nice motors himself, some motorbikes, all round lucky windows. 7-speed mode. I honestly, can someone explain to me what that means when they have a CVT gearbox? It's got the up and down paddles there. What does it actually do to the CVT gearbox? And if there's no gears, what's it mean when it says that? What's the mileage? What did it say? Average 52 miles to the gallon. Gordon, blimey, that's good for an auto, isn't it? 97,469, so under the magic 100,000. Engine is sweet. I mean, these do tend to be pretty bulletproof. The only thing he said to me is that it slips slightly when it gets warm. As you can probably understand if you watch regularly, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather because I've not had Hyundai i10 in stock. I haven't had one for a little while now. Well, apart from that one I traded out, the expensive one, which I don't know if I put in a video yet. This one's just been offered to me by my mate Mark. Well, I've just bought it off my mate Mark, who he picks up cars all over the place and always offers me stuff he thinks might be good for retail. 2013, 50,000 miles, a bit beat up on the bumper corners on this one. Little scrape on the door which will polish out, but got quite a big crack on the front bumper there, so realistically both bumpers need to come off, be sanded down and painted. They'll end up being a slightly different shade of red, they always are, but I don't worry about that too much on the high-end i10s. It's a classic. Oh, there's a scrape on the rear arch there, but that will buff out. That's just transfer of paint. It's a classic, so it's more of a base model one. Excuse the camera because it is getting wet, but the problem is, the reason he got it cheap and sold it to me cheap is it's got an engine light on it. But it's got an engine light on it and no one's diagnosed yet, because the lady just panicked and sold it to Mark. She basically, the engine light came on, she pulled over and got hold of Mark and said, I want out of the car, without getting checked first what it was. So I don't know what I'm in for. We know that it runs and drives and it sounds sweetly enough. It runs sweetly enough, but I suspect that we'll get a timing code, I would have thought, on these, but it could just be an oxygen sensor, which is the other thing that it could possible. We're going to try today to find out what it is with the Top Don. And this is the Artidag 500S, which is sort of a mid-range one between the little dongle we use. I can't remember the name off. I'll put it on the screen at the moment. And the 900s, the top-end machines. This sort of sits in the middle, the 500. So it's a nice, affordable choice if you want something that you can carry around and plug in that isn't on your phone, and does a few more features. So we're just going to find out where the USB port is, because I can't remember where they're on. It's USB OBD port, isn't it? Is on it, and plug it in. I can't remember offhand where they are on these. So here we go, 500S. We're going to diagnostics. So we've got a health report going on now. At the moment the battery is flat, so we probably will need to get the engine running, clear the codes and do it again. But it's just out of interest to see what's in here at the moment. Default code. Starter relay circuit low, engine cooler input temperature low. I'm not sure. Those might be battery related. Let's have a look at these ones. Read default codes. Starter relay, engine coolant. Same ones on that. Oh, they're all the same. Airbag light, so it's relating to this. The ones in there so far relate to the starter motor relay. So I think what we need to do, like I say, is get it up and running, clear the codes and try again. So it looks initially it could just be relating to the starter, or it could be a failed coolant temperature sensor. Fingers crossed. That would be a very lucky one, wouldn't it? Driven the car around the yard for about 10 minutes. I've cycled the key about 10 times, starting and turning the car on and off again. It's starting on and off every time now. I did that because some codes will come back only after the key's been cycled a certain amount of times. So the running around was in case it threw the code, and then the cycling the key in case it was going to come back that way. If we do another health report on the car and see what comes back. I'm not getting any codes coming back. I think it needs a few runs home and back, and we'll see if anything comes back again or not. As always, I'll put a code to the Artidag 500S down below, and I will also put on screen any offer Top Don have given me specifically for you guys to get yourself a cracking deal on one. And all the links will be in the video description down below. But what we'll do with this for the moment is we will put it on our Top Don battery charger, our smart charger, and make sure the battery is fully charged up. And because then if it's fully charged up, we know it's 100% charged up, and then I get any starter issues after that, then we know it might well be that starter solenoid was a real fault. Don't drop your Top Don kit all over the place, although it is tough, to be fair. Yeah, with our Top Don TB6000 on there, the battery charger and battery tester, it's showing us that the battery's at 12.3 volts, which should be enough for it to start again, but it didn't want to just start then. Showing at 65%. So it could be we've got a starter motor problem, possibly. Had that code, didn't it? But we'll get it 100% fully charged up, and then I'll run it around a bit and we'll see what happens. Well, we've had what's quite possibly our last sale of the year, which is the Ford Fusion that was here. I keep pointing at empty spaces, that's because she wanted the car super quick. This lady messaged, said, I need a car, my car's dead, I need a car, what have you got sort of around £2,000? That's the only thing I had around £2,000. So, yeah, I'll have it, bring it down to me, because she literally lives just down the end of the road. She'd done a bank transfer before I got to her house. She just took the keys and said, don't worry, I'm not bothered about driving it. She'd spoken to the Motorworks guys down in South Molton, the garage, who'd recommended me, and she had faith the car was going to be okay. I gave her a 30-day warranty on it because it's a 2007 with 93,000 miles on it. Again, it doesn't affect your consumer rights, it just clarifies within the first 30 days what I would cover components wise. And in my mind, again, if she drives it around for 30 days without any faults, they weren't existing at point of sale. So you've got to bear in mind it's a 1995 car, and that's the trouble with the law. It doesn't distinguish between that one and a 50 grand one. The reality is at 16 years old with 93,000 miles, and at 1995, what can we really, you know, she was trying to hand me down on price. I said, you do realise that at 1995, between the tax man and the VAT man, 500 quid's going to them, and the work I had done to give it an advisory free MOT was £600. So between those two things, that's £1,100 out of £1,995, and then you've got to buy the car as well out of the remainder. I can't remember what I did. I think we made a net profit of, I want to say £300, but I should stop pointing an empty space. I think a net profit on that car was about £350, which by percentage on a 1995 car isn't outrageous, but by money wise it's way too little to be on the hook for a car for any real period of time. And it's a good car because I put £600 into making sure it is, and it runs and drives nicely, and it was really clean for the age. He said to me, oh, I'll put it through the insurance company. He said it's worth like £1,400 or something. I said, well, insurance company can sell you a car then, can't they? Because I can't sell you a car at £1,400 with an advisory free MOT and a warranty. And it's like she said, well, actually, I could go probably buy one off a driveway that, but I'd have no warranty. Right, I'm going to have to bellow because it's flipping like a storm up here with the wind today. It's really blowing a hoolie, but it wouldn't be the same if we didn't finish the year out with a return vehicle. It's the Honda Jazz. So for all those people that say Hondas are the most reliable cars out there, I have to say, when you're selling old cars, you have as many problems with them as you do anything else. So the Jazz had to come back to me. I've refunded the customer, our subscriber. Drove all the way from London, bless him, this morning early to get here because he knew that I was only going to be doing a half day today because of some family stuff that's going on. The problem with it is the heater again. So as you know, Pete did his thing here. We let the car sit and run for an hour and had no problems at all. It was blowing hot air. No issues, but quite rightly they need to be driven to be 100%. So I drove it twice for about half an hour at a time, had no problems. Heaters blowing hot air, no temperature issues at all on the car. Our subscriber came and bought it, drove it all the way back to London. As he started to get into London, well, the other side of London he lives, he started to experience that it was actually only blowing cold again on the blower. And as he got through the sort of built up traffic, he got an engine light on the dashboard. Now, we know it's not a head gasket. We've checked again. He's driven it back all the way from London and it's not overheated on the way back, but he's still not getting air. We've done the sniff test on it. We know it's not a head gasket. So I think we need to pressure test the whole system. I'm going to drop it down to the Moors boys. I'm just going to leave it with them and say, just go at it and see what you can find. Our subscriber would like to have the car back if we can find out what the issue is, but for the moment we've just reversed the deal, give him his part exchange back, his little Jazz, and we're going to find out what's wrong with this one. Now obviously I respect how inconvenient it is for him. I'm absolutely gutted for him that he's had to drive all the way from London to here and then back again with the car. Obviously I've covered his fuel expenses, given him a box of chocolates as well, hopefully to soften the blow a little bit. But you know, in this early on, it's no questions asked, is it? You just take the car back. And I know there's gonna be in the comments already saying you should have tested it more, but I don't know what more I can do. I can't drive the car to London and back to test it out, can I? Like I say, we had it sitting there for an hour. I did 2 half-hour journeys in it. We thought it was sorted. It wasn't until he started getting close to London, until he started having the problems. So that's what, from here, probably a good 3 or 4 hours worth of drive, solid driving. The trouble is we just don't know what the score is with this. The person who sold it to us told us what they knew, then perhaps we would be further ahead. But we just don't know what the score is, what's happened with this car. So yeah, this, just like I say, this is trading old cars. And 196 cars that were all, as a rule, 10 years or older, 80,000 miles or more. Some of them were less, obviously, but as a general rule, they're high mileage. I'm quite happy with those numbers, and of course, I don't spend a load of time recording videos for you saying, I've sold that car, it's gone out the door, I've never heard from it again, it's all perfect. All those ones I don't talk about on the channel, because let's face it, people love a bit of drama, so we want to focus on the ones that have had issues. But having learned from that, when I get it back, I will do even more. I'll just drive it solidly for a week. I can't say I'm going to do 3-hour journeys in it, it's just not going to be realistic. We'll do the same thing with the i10, which we've now left idling for about an hour. No overheating problems at all. We've got heat through the heater on that. So I think the issue with that does relate to the starter motor, but again, we'll drive it around and we'll double check it before we start doing any work. I'm sure some of you have been waiting with bated breath to find out who was the winner of the Citroen C1 raffle. Well, it was Rob Vickery, which when it came through, I thought I recognised the name. It turns out Rob actually bought a BMW estate from me about a year ago. So well done, Rob. It's going to be a car for his son. His son's first car, so that's a fantastic result. It'd be perfect for that. We have managed to raise a load of money for the Veterans Charity. We're going to be donating over £3,000 to the Veterans Charity, so that is absolutely fantastic, which I think takes our total charity donations for the year to over 16,000, but I will confirm that in a later video. So well done, Rob. Many thanks again to everyone that entered and supported it.